Today I'm going to be doing a breakdown of my latest single, Heat Lightning, which is off of my upcoming Empty Rooms album. According to the poll on Instagram, it seems like everyone was most interested in demos and tutorial type things, so this will be the first of those. The majority of this track is made up of this sample, which is actually this piece of audio that I took and I put in Iota, which is Dylan Bastian's Max for Live device. And you can see here it's a spectral looper, and all of these squares are pieces that are looping, and it's going from that into lambda, which is pitch shifting it in steps. So it's going up an octave, up 2 octaves, and then down an octave here. And then from there it goes into an auto pan, just to give some movement. So I took that and I froze it because I wanted to, it's kind of difficult to automate all these devices to be, cutting out when I want to have it cut out. And I felt like it was just easier to work with the audio printed. So this is the audio frozen. So the track opens with that. And this Atmos recording and this Rhodes. So I'm just going to go in order of how the different elements come into the track. So this is the sidechain send track. That's good. That's not important. This is the Atmos recording. That plays from the beginning. And this is the Rhodes. So what I usually do with my pianos, whether acoustic or electric, is I'll put a cap on the velocity pretty low, and I'll put it into a compressor and kind of just slam it into the compressor. I like the way that sounds. The next element to come in is the drums. So for the drums, I'm using a bunch of samples from my Islands EP sample pack. So I have this Heatwave Atmos, couple perks, and then I'm also using some samples from Joe Norris sample pack. And yeah, that's about everything in there. And then this is a recording of Water that I have gated with the sidechain going to the kick and snare. So every time the kick and snare hit, this gate gets opened. Next element is this kind of wub sound effect. Which I think was the Yamaha Reface CS recorded, and then I pitched it down. The next element is the hats. I have all of them going into Good Hertz Lossy, which is a plugin that kind of emulates the sound of digital quality reduction. It's like kind of like a bit crusher, but a little bit less extreme. And then after the hats, there's a crash. And the guitars come in. I think I recorded the guitars with the microcosm pedal. I can't really remember, but I think that's what it was. So I have two different lines. This is the first one. This is the second one. And then both the guitars are going into this effect chain. Just a little bit EQ, delay, reverb, and a filter. This is what it sounds like dry. And then this is the vocals. These are all from Dwindita's, one of her sample packs. I can't remember which one. But I took different samples and I put them in this drum rack. They all go to auto-tune, filter, compressors, an EQ, and then a reverb. And next is bass. This is the Repro 5 plugin. The velocity cutting off pretty low, again like I did with the piano, just low velocity into a compressor. The shaker that comes in towards the end too. And then this is an interesting one. So this is the OP1 that I recorded the string engine, and I had a arpeggiator on it that I was controlling the speed and speeding up and slowing down to kind of give it this plucky, almost like a strum type of feel. And I have chorus, reverb, compressor, lossy again, and then another compressor. This is what it sounds like dry. Second compressor's handling the side chain. This is also OP1. This is kind of like a sparkly element, I guess I would call it. With everything off, it sounds like this. And this is gated actually to the plucks, so this will you only hear this when the plucks play. And the last element is this little recording of noise that I put before the track cuts out. It kind of just punctuates that a little bit more. I did the same thing to punctuate this this point right here with a reverse symbol. So yeah, that's everything. This is an older track actually. I started working on it in September of 2020, but I hadn't finished it. And a lot of times when I'm making something that I think has potential, I'll just export it as a 16 bar loop and keep it in a folder that I can come back to later. And when I was working on this project, this was definitely one I wanted to include and finish. So this gave me the opportunity to do that. But I'm happy with how it turned out, and that's pretty much everything. Thanks for checking this out. I'm going to be doing more of these in the future for sure. If there's any tracks from my back catalog that you would be interested in seeing a breakdown of, definitely leave a comment below, and I'll try to get to those as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.